Good, good. I mean, it's been a long road, and but no, it's good. It's good to be back practicing with the guys. Helps the mental side of things and the morale a little bit to be back on the same schedule as the team. And no, it was a fun day. It was a great practice. Went through obviously the pace of a normal NHL practice and contact and competing a little bit. So no, felt nice to be out there.
That doesn't sound like you're playing tomorrow.
I have no idea, to be honest. I got to go see with doctors and our staff here and see what the decision is. But to be honest, I feel great.
What happened?
What's that?
Can you say what happened?
Yeah, it's just I obviously got hurt the first time and did the whole rehab and felt great to skate and played 20 something minutes of ice time, and last shot I took in the game, the same kind of thing happened, same ish, and right back where we were. So it's unfortunate, but you have to go through it, and now we're here. So.
Did you rush back then?
No, to be honest, no, it felt great. Skated a bunch, did every step of the way. No, like I always said, felt great enough to go out there and play. I didn't rush on coming back or anything, as I was fully confident. And like I said, I mean, I played the whole game, and it happened at the end. Maybe sometimes when you look back on those things, you ask a lot of questions. But like I said, it's just we call it kind of the shitty luck a little bit, and it was part of it, and I had to go through, and we did it right this time, and now it felt great.
Thomas, when you start skating again, and kind of what's been your regimen the last couple of weeks?
Skated at least 7 days ago. Started skating. So no, it wasn't my first skate today. Like, I've been skating a lot, especially with the team on the road. So, like I said, no, we went step by step, and eventually getting me to practice with the team today, and everything went great.
Was it just a case of the second time that you took every precaution before you returned to the ice?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's like I just said. It's easy to look back on it, and it happened, and you ask yourself so many questions, what could you have done and whatnot, but just went through it, and obviously we took a bit more time, and you know what, with our staff, I've always said it, our staff's awesome here. They give us every chance possible to succeed and rehab it as best as you can, and we have a great staff here, so it was backed up from everybody, and obviously it was long, and you hate missing time, but it's something I want to take care of and make sure it doesn't happen again. Oui, vraiment, je pense. En aucun moment, je pense que tu veux manquer des games. Il n'y a rien pire que ça, surtout de la façon de s'arriver en disant, comme je disais tantôt, de revenir à un match, puis la même chose réarrive. Je pense que c'est ça qui a rendu ça encore plus difficile, mais ben non, ça fait partie, I guess, du processus. Il fallait que je passe au travail, puis d'être ici aujourd'hui, de revenir de pratiquer avec les gars, je pense que ça allait être juste le moral, ça redonne un peu le sourire, puis de savoir qu'on est proche de recommencer à jouer.
Cette deuxième fois-là, c'est important pour vous autres de prendre votre temps, justement, avant ce retour-là.
Oui, 100%. Je pense que, comme j'ai dit, c'est facile un coup que ça arrive, de t'asseoir puis de te poser mille et une questions sur est-ce qu'on aurait pu faire de quoi de plus ou peu importe. Mais en réalité, je me sentais très bien pour jouer la game à Saint-José. Puis on est juste venu à réaliser que c'était un peu de la malchance en même temps que ça allait arriver. C'était arrivé à la fin de match, le dernier chiffre de la game que j'avais. Fait que non, c'est sûr, c'était difficile mentalement, mais je pense que c'était important pour nous cette fois-là de vraiment prendre le temps pour faire sûr que quand je reviens à jouer, je vais être correct pour le reste de l'année.
De ta perspective, le voyage, est-ce que c'est un signe indicateur que le club a tourné un coin?
Oui, 100%. Je pense que c'est important pour le groupe au complet, je pense, d'avoir été sur le voyage. Oui, on regarde, est-ce qu'on aurait pu avoir 5 points sur 6? Oui, probablement, mais regarde, au bout de la ligne, 2 victoires sur 3 matchs, n'importe quel road trip, je pense pas qu'une équipe va être fâchée dans la Ligue nationale de ça. Fait que c'était bon de voir le groupe jouer du bon hockey les 3 derniers matchs.
Obviously good to see Thomas Chabot on the ice this point.
Yeah, very good. Nice to see him out there. Thought he looked good. Shouldn't be too far away.
And
Is he available tomorrow?
He won't play tomorrow.
Can you update us on, I think Linus left early and maybe Jake Sanderson as well?
Nothing to update. No, I don't have a lot of concern with it. Shane Pinto skated today. Lars Eller will probably be at least another 3 weeks.
Something broken on Lars?
Foot, yeah.
Foot, yeah.
Anyone else?
For Thomas, obviously, you want your guys to step up in moments where you don't have your best players, but how much would you say this group has missed Thomas Chabot not being on the ice these last couple games?
Yeah, he plays a lot of minutes. Plays, next him and Sandy log a lot of minutes, much like a lot of teams in the NHL. The D-man, those top D-men play more minutes than anyone. And he's an effortless skater, so he can log a lot of minutes. And when you lose those guys, it's hard to replace them. I think we've done a pretty good job, but obviously miss them.
What impact will it have on Jake Sanderson when he comes back in the lineup? Just, he's been playing a lot of minutes.
I don't think it really changes Sandy's game or his position or anything like that. I mean, Sandy plays a lot of minutes when Shabby's in the lineup as well.
How do you just maybe explain this team's record with Curtis McDermott in the lineup, and how good was it to see him kind of create a couple chances and get that assist against Winnipeg?
Yeah, it was great. First of all, it was great to see him contribute that way. It was a nice play. Guys were happy for him. They were excited for him for sure. Almost scored a goal. As far as the record, I'm not sure, but I like it.
What do you think of how your guys have rallied around Curtis? And it seems like even before he entered your locker room, a lot of guys around the league have had so many great things to say about him as a player and a personality.
I think it says a lot about him. I think one thing about our locker room is they do a good job embracing and bringing in new players, making them feel at home, making them feel comfortable. And that's, that can be a little different from room to room. There's certain rooms that are more intimidating. But Dermy's also a great teammate. And, I think once you've been around him for a bit, you understand that he's willing to give up a lot, and it's all about the team. It's all about sacrifice. And he, exemplifies that as well as anyone, and players understand that as well.
With Thomas Chabot being out, you're in a situation where Tyler Clevin has had to soak up a lot of those minutes, and obviously there will be ups and downs in his play. But what have been your general impressions of how he's tried to make up in Thomas's absence, and how do you feel he's handled that responsibility?
Yeah, his minutes have gone up a bit. Manty's had to flip to the left side as well, and it's definitely been, I'm not going to sit here and say we don't miss Shabby. He's a big part of our team, and we're not asking Clev to be Shabby either. We're asking Clev just to be his best version of himself. And he's still a young defenseman, relatively young in the league, and trying not to put pressure on him to be anything more than his best version of himself. And I think his game's been fairly solid. There's going to be some ups and downs with a young defenseman's game, and he's, like you said, there's certain moments in the game where he is playing in probably spots that he hasn't had to before, and he'll learn from that as well.
Your center depth has also been challenged with Pinto and Eller being out. What do you think of the work like Greg is doing right now and how they to fill in those spots?
He's done a pretty good job. I think Ritz's game has been up and down a little bit this year. He's had some games of late that I've really liked his game, and he's got his skating legs, and he's carrying the puck more. I think he does carry the puck a little more when he's playing center. He's more than capable, though, and that's a big advantage for us that we have him, that we can put him there. We've still been playing that line a fair amount against other teams' top lines, so those are big shoes to fill when he goes into that spot. He's done a good job.
And what about Halliday?
Yeah, Hallie's still kind of learning his way through the league, and his game, I don't expect it to be perfect every night. There's going to be some learning curves, and there's been a lot of coaching from shift to shift, from game to game, but he's shown moments of some really good stuff, and as a young player, he's just got to continue to earn his ice time.
Travis,
You go ahead.
a couple of home games here back-to-back over the next few days. What are you eager or hoping to see from the squad just in general?
Well, I've liked our game here for a stretch. I haven't liked that we haven't got points out of the games. But, there's no secret. We've had a lot of road, we've been on the road a lot for the last, month. And we've got to get back to getting some wins at home. So we got to be ready to go tomorrow and be a real focused group. That's really what we're looking for.
You got a result the other night. You hoping there's some carryover of confidence. You kind of said that after the game. You can talk about playing well, but
Yeah, no, I think it's, when you feel like your game is pretty close to where you like it, and you haven't gotten points, it's easy as a player to resist playing the same way. And I commended our group the other day for sticking with it, because it's not easy to stick with the way you're playing when you're not getting the results you want. And we've talked a lot about that over the last year and a half of, don't look behind you, look ahead of you, and be honest with how we have to play to win. And it was nice to get the result. And we've played better games than that and lost. But it's a fine line between winning and losing, and I love that we found a way to win.
From when you met Drake Matheson the first time during your first summer taking over the team to now, what quality of his game would you say has improved or stood out to you the most?
Probably the hardness in his game, the stiffness in his game, the willingness to get to hard places, more consistent. And play like a power forward, quite honestly. He's got enough size. He's strong on the puck. But I think he's a little bit, he's grown in that area. His competitive game has grown. And he's playing well.